Let's move on now with a look at what's making headlines in the international newspapers all around the world with Catherine Viet. Hi there, Catherine. And today we're going to be paying quite a lot of attention to what's happening in Berlin. We've been reporting on this, the German parliament going to be voting on a symbolic resolution to recognise the Armenian genocide of 1915 by the Ottoman forces. Now, we've already had the Turkish Prime Minister speaking out this morning saying that it would be irrational for Germany to approve this. There's quite a lot in the newspapers in Turkey, in Germany, all over the place.
That's right. We're going to start today with a Turkish paper, the Daily Sabah. And not surprisingly, this particular paper is reporting that the German parliament has been slammed for supporting the resolution. Now, the Daily Sabah here is a pro-government paper, so it is reporting the party line. And Turkey has always strongly rejected the use of the term genocide to describe the massacre and expulsion of an estimated 1.5 million Armenians and other Christian minorities in the Ottoman Empire. So, no surprise on their stance here. The paper is reporting that the German head of integration says that while she'll support the bill, she's very critical of it. She thinks it's the wrong path and that ultimately it's going to backfire. And then the article also goes on to say that more than 550 NGOs in Turkey have sent letters to the German chancellor warning on adverse effects and relations between the two countries if the measure is passed.
We've got the third country involved in this. Armenia is also having its say, putting pressure on Germany to pretty much ignore what Turkey's saying.
They're pulling out all the stops. The Armenian president, Seyyar Sarkisian, gave an interview to German paper Bild, in which he urged the German government to stay the course, not to bow to pressure from Turkey. He said that Germany has a special responsibility, as there are numerous documents in the German archives detailing Germany's involvement. At the time, Germany was an ally of the Ottoman Empire. The Armenian president also went on to say that Germany's a powerful state and its voice is heard globally, and that's why it's so important for it not to compromise on this issue.
And there's also comments in other countries that aren't directly involved, the US, the UK, among others.
Right. The New York Times says the headline here is the vote riles tempers and Turkey. And it's reporting that the Turkish president, Erdogan, has already warned the German chancellor by phone that there will be consequences if it passes. The paper reporting that the debate has also caused prominent politicians in the Turkish community to be at odds with one another over this issue. And it's asking what sort of impact this will have on Germany's large Turkish population. While The Guardian, the British paper, is asking if the Armenian genocide vote will threaten EU-Turkey refugee deal. Now, this is a deal Merkel made with Turkey to sort of help stop the flow of migrants from the Middle East to Europe, sort of, a deal that's kind of critical. And the vote to be taken later today was originally scheduled for a year ago, postponed to pressure over concerns about destabilizing relations, and possibly that could be coming true again.
All right. Well, we are expecting the German parliament to approve that motion. That vote happening later on, though. We'll update you, of course, when it does happen. Right now, let's move on to another story that we haven't been talking about so much. Security being ramped up along one of the United States borders. It's not the one we usually talk about with Mexico. It's further north.
That's right. We're talking about the border with Canada. This is a rather interesting little article from the Washington Post, and it takes a look at some of the communities in Vermont that share the border with Canada. That would be Quebec province. And in one of these little towns, the dividing line on the border is actually the main street of this town. So residents on one side live in the U.S., residents on the other live in Canada. And for years, they used to just cross the street to see their neighbors. But now, in the post-9/11 hyped up security world, they have to report to border checks to cross the street. So maybe this is a little bit of security run amok. And in certain cases, people's backyards are on the other side of the country. So, doors blocked off and all of this.
Very interesting indeed. I hope they're not going to build a wall down that road. It looks quite pretty right now with those trees down, doesn't it? I have to see what happens. Thanks very much. Catherine Viet there with the International Press Review. All right, we're going to take a short break now. See you in a couple of minutes' time here on Live from Paris.